Frank Kern's three-part pitch. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. I wanted to pass along an idea that I just recently heard, and I know he's mentioned it in previous times, but he had put out some videos, and just in case you hadn't seen them, or in case you had and just need a refresher, I wanted to go over Frank Kern's three-part pitch. Now, why would you need a three-part pitch for any reason? It really comes down to, if you're looking to put out any type of advertising whatsoever, you're going to have some type of a pitch in there. If it's decent advertising, you're going to be offering something to the public, to whoever's watching it, listening to it, reading it, whether it be physical, whether it be a video online. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. It all comes back to the offer. And I've heard other people bring this up recently. Russell Brunson and a number of other people say that the most important skill that you could have is the ability to craft a good offer. So to really realize, to show the public, to show your potential customer what they could possibly have. And this is a nice, simple way of thinking about it. That's why I like it so much. It's why I like so much of what Frank Kern does. I know I've talked a lot about him in the past because I pay very close attention to what he discusses, because he oftentimes has the ability to crystallize something and break it down to a very simple way of understanding it. And this is one of those things. It's the three-part pitch. Okay, here's the different parts. Number one, the first step that you need to do is talk about what it is that they want. What do they want? What does your customer base want? What are they after? That's the first step. You got to talk about that. The second step is you got to talk about, how do they get it? How do they go about getting it? How do they get what you're offering? So you're talking about what it is and why they want it, how they can get it. And then the third part, which is probably the most important part, and really the part that most people leave out of their advertising, is how is their life going to be different after getting this thing, this service, this product? It doesn't matter what it is. How is it going to affect their life? In other words, what is the end long-term benefit from using said product or service? Okay, I'm going to use an example. Earlier today, we were recording a podcast for Grants Pass VIP, which you can go and listen to these podcasts over at grantspassvip.com. It's a very specific show that has to do with a locality, but the ideas that we talk about there are universal, so it's worth listening to. And this episode will be out in the coming weeks. But I spoke with Dr. Corey Fawcett. And he actually helps train doctors and professionals, high-end professionals, how to fix their finances, and go beyond to make their finances really ideal. And how do you go about doing that? And he's had experience doing it for himself because he's a doctor. And so he's did it for himself, and then now he's training other people how to do it. So it's a really cool deal. How would he go about explaining something like this? Well, it's real simple. What am I offering? I'm offering you, well, for example, one of his books is all about how to get out of debt. So how to become debt free. So I'm offering you a way to be able to get debt free. Secondly, the way that you do it is you buy this book and follow the steps that I have in it. And the third thing is, imagine what life would be like if you were debt free, if you just had all that debt swept aside. And he discussed having $500,000 in debt and being able to break himself out of that. So he knows that other people can do it. So larger or smaller, the amount of money doesn't matter. If you follow the principles, you can get yourself out of debt. And so he discusses how the magic that happens when you're done with your debt, when it's gone, when everything that you make from that point forward, you're actually making that money. You get to keep that money. You get to invest that money, do whatever you want with it, instead of continuing to pour it back into the debt, imagine what your life would be like. You see, and that's a simple way to cover those 3 points. Okay, I'm just doing that off the top of my head. But you could do it for anything. I don't care what you're selling. I don't care what you're talking about to people. You can break anything down to those 3 parts. And that's why I love it so much. That's why Frank Kern's such a cool guy. By the way, you can find stuff out about Frank Kern. Just go and do a Google search, or go check out any social media. He's out there. He's got his videos and everything else. He's always promoting something new. I think the latest I heard was learnwithkern.com, so you're welcome to check that out. If you'd like to find out more simple ways to be able to really expand your horizons and be able to grow your business really quickly, go check out 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. That's my book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. You can get a free copy at amazonproofbook.com. That's amazonproofbook.com. We'll be back here tomorrow. In the meantime, you get out there and let the magic happen.